If you typed into the search engine how to create a professional logo with my photo, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. And the great thing is you only need a couple of things. One, a high resolution photo of yourself, and two, canva.com. Let's get started. Here's the design that we're going to be creating, and because it's going to be on a transparent background, you're going to be able to use it on your social media posts. You'll even be able to use it on your YouTube videos, just like I've done here. All right, let's get started designing. So the first thing you're going to do is come over to canva.com. Click on this section that says custom size. Once you click on that, we want to enter the following dimensions: 1920 wide by 700 high, and these are going to be in pixels. Once you do that, you'll simply click on Create New Design. Now, once you have your new canvas, the next thing we're going to do is start adding the elements in order to create the logo. Come over to this section on the left and you're going to click on Elements. What we're going to be looking for is a square, because essentially we're going to turn that into a rectangle. You'll click on the square icon that you see here, and once you click on that, don't worry about the color that it comes in as, because you're going to be able to change that to your brand colors. Now you'll want to grab the edges of the square and stretch it out, and you're going to see guidelines pop up. There they are. And we're going to do that on both sides to make it into a rectangle. Now we're going to make it a little bit taller by grabbing the center guidelines and grabbing those as well. Now the second thing that we're going to need is going to be a circle. So we're going to do the same thing. Go over to the Elements search bar and type in the word circle. Once you do that, you're going to be able to grab a circle and drag it over onto your canvas. Now, if I were to put this right on top, it's going to come in and it would just blend into the now rectangle that we have. So let's start making some adjustments to the color. I'm going to click on the rectangle to make that active. Once I do, I'm going to now click on Color. If you're using the professional version of Canva, it allows you to store your brand colors. If you're not, then you can come over to this plus sign that says Add a New Color and just enter your hex code for the brand colors that you use. Now, because I am using the professional version, I can come down to this section where I have mine stored, and I'm going to click on my brand color. The second thing I'm going to do is make the circle active, and I'm going to change that to one of my other brand colors, which is this platinum color. All right, so now once we have that, I want to now grab the circle and drag it. The next thing I want to do is grab either side, and I want to make this larger. Now, if you'll notice, I want it to be larger, pretty good size. I want it to almost go to the guidelines, or I do want it to go to the guidelines. And then we're going to move it over to the right just a little, so a bit of that pink is still sticking out. We're going to come back over to the search bar, and now we're going to type in frame. Now, frames are going to allow you to add your pictures in, and they will be the same size of the frame that we choose. Now, we're going to be choosing the circle frame, and that's right here. So we're going to grab that and drag it over onto our canvas, and I want it to be almost the size of the circle that we have. In my case, it's in platinum, but not quite as large. So you can see now the frame is actually sitting, the picture frame that we're going to be using is sitting there on top. All right, now we're going to come over to the section on the left that says text. We're going to click on that, and now we're going to begin to add some text to it. So what I'm going to do is click on this section that says heading, and just know that once you click on that, you can change your fonts based on clicking here. If you're using the professional version, you can even upload your fonts as well, and you can also change the size. So what I'm going to do here is just type in my name. So I have this active. I'm going to highlight it, and now what I'm going to do is change this. Now, one of the fonts that I tend to use is Playfair Display. So it's going to be showing up in my recently used, but you can also click here where the fonts are, and you can scroll down and actually find it that way, or you can search for it. So I'm going to change this. Now the next thing I want to do is increase the size of this so that it's much larger. So you can either do it here, or you can click on this section and you can change it here. So I'm going to change it to about 72. Let's see whether or not that works. Now you can grab this little icon here and you can move it around the way that you want. So I'm going to put that in there. The next thing I want to do is go back to text, and I want to add in a subheading. Now you can actually duplicate what we just had there, but I'm going to put in the subheading, and now I'm going to put in my social media handle, which is at Rhonda M. Jordan. All right. Now, of course, that's way too small, so we're going to highlight it, click the center, and now what I want to do is use, for example, this 36, and we'll pull that down. Now, you can put in whatever information you want. You could put in, for example, what your title is. You could put your website in, but I'm going to actually do something a little bit different here. I also want to go back to Elements again, and I'll show you how you can put in your website in kind of a neat way. And I'm going to grab the square again, and it's going to bring it over. I want to take that and I want to change the color back to this platinum that I've been using, and what you're actually going to see there. So I'm going to grab that square and drag it down. Now what I want to do is make it about that long, but I want to make it more narrow. And here, next I'm going to go to text, grab another subheading, and I'm going to sit that right on top of that new square. And here I'm just going to type in my website. Of course, again, that's too small, so we're going to highlight it, and I'll make that 36 as well. Okay, so now you see that you have that. Now, since I have my social media handle, again, you could also make that your title if you choose to. Okay, the next step is simply to add in your picture. So let's come over to this section that says Uploads. Now, when you're uploading a photo, you have two ways you can do it. You can either do upload files, where you click on this and then select the location and drag it over, or you can also grab a file, let's say that you have on your desktop, and drag that over. Okay, so those are the two ways that you can get your photo in. What I'm going to do is to use a photo that I use for my brand, and I'm simply going to grab it here because it's already uploaded and drag it over to the frame. And you see how simple that was? Now, once you do that, you may want to group everything in the event that you need to move things around. You don't have to, but maybe you want to do so. So once we have the photo in place, we essentially have our logo. Now, if you'll notice, this photo came over and it was already sitting on a background. And to give you the real deal, I actually took this photo in my office with a whole bunch of stuff. But what I did is I used the background remover that is available to you in Canva Pro. I'll link a video up here so you can see exactly how to do it. It's super simple to create the design that I just dragged over. All right, so now that we have everything in place, the only thing that's left to do at this point is really to download it. So in order to do that, you're going to click on Share. Once you click on Share, you're going to now click on Download. And here's the important thing. You need to make sure that you select PNG, because this is what's going to allow us to have it in picture format, and you want to select transparent background. Now notice that this is in fact a Canva Pro feature. What I would recommend you do, if you don't currently have the professional version, do a 30-day trial, create your design, decide whether or not you like Canva Pro, and if you do, stick with it. If not, you can always cancel it. Now, once we have transparent background selected, the next thing is just to click on Download. What that's going to do is to create your new design. Now, once you have that, I'm going to double click on it, and there is your logo. All right. Now here's the other great thing that I love about Canva. Here I noticed that my website is sitting a little bit lower. I'd like for that to be centered a little bit more. You can always go back into that design, grab that box, slide it up. Okay, now it's more centered. And then what I can do is do the exact same thing. Just click on share, click on download, and because it saved the download settings, I can now just click download and it will give me the revised version of that. And you'll see that number 1 afterwards. So now when I click on it, here it is where it's more centered. All right, so now you are ready to create your design. If you learned anything today, definitely give this video a thumbs up. That allows more people to see it. And additionally, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video where I'm teaching you things that will allow you to start, build, and scale a successful and profitable online business. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in that next video.